We are live and we are back. How's everybody doing tonight? Hope tonight you've been had a good week. You had a good time. You enjoyed yourself. You're not in a rush tonight. Should be easy breezy. Almost in November. The year's almost over. Have you made your plans for next year? I know, right? I was busy. I need to do a show on that too. I need to do a show on that. I need to do a show on the conference. I need to do a show on the conference. I'm getting emails now. Getting emails now. From from the conference now. Since I'm talking about it. Since I'm talking about it. Since I'm talking about it. I'm gonna go ahead and mention it now, and then I'll do a deep dive another time. So let me bring this up now. Uh, Behind the scenes, I'm working on some things. I just want to make this announcement, right? Let's go ahead and bring this on up, D, and then we'll spin off into my dialogue. So, DOE, I talked about this over a year ago. United States announces 94 billion of global public funding to accelerate clean energy worldwide. There's also a need for workforce development from DOE too. So we go DOE workforce development. Um, let's type in budget. So this is one over 250 million in grants to train. There's also workforce development for IT and so forth and so on. So all the stuff that you all are seeing, like I don't want to hear nobody talking about they can't find a job or they can't find nowhere to work. Somebody got some money somewhere. Uh, Interior budget, 2022 budget includes 1.3 billion for research and development programs, and these investments in specific mission science that came out in 2022, right? Right. We're seeing these budgets, right? We should be looking at who's hiring. I told you, follow the money. I keep telling y'all time and time again to follow the money. When you see these big initiatives that are coming out, follow the money. The Interior's mission activities supported an estimated 1.9 million jobs and 336 billion in economic output. The Interior has an important and unique mission to uphold and honor the nation's trust, responsibility, and commitments to Native Americans, Alaska Natives, and affiliated island communities to help them prosper. The Interior's 2022 request budget of 17.6 billion, of which 16 billion is within the jurisdiction of the subcommittee. Follow the money. Some company, somebody is getting that money. You need to know those are where the opportunities lie. That's where the money is at, right? DOL, which came out March 9th. And I'm gonna do a bigger show on this because I got a ton of links to go. On March 9th, the 2023, the president's fiscal 2024 budget request was submitted to Congress. ETA request of fiscal year for 2024 is 11.8 billion. 11.8 billion. And you can go back and look at all the different budgets. All this is public information. I ain't doing nothing fancy. I ain't doing nothing. Just clicking on links. Here's a detailed budget documentation here. You can go look at um, what they're looking for as well. Who's getting the money, where the money goes, who needs it, what states are getting money, what they're looking for, who does what grants, all of that. Spend some time following the money. If you can spend time following Will and Jada, you can spend time following the budget. You can spend time on the money, right? Will and Jada is a distraction. Ain't nothing y'all can do about that marriage. Ain't nothing y'all can do about her love for Tupac, Jada Pop, whatever. Ain't nothing y'all can do about it. Ain't nothing y'all can do about Will. Y'all keep talking about Will, wake up. Will, come, let us know if you need for us to come get you. Will said what he said. They already told you, bad marriage for life. Y'all still mad at Will and Jada. Like, oh, she just torturing and taking that man out. That man said, listen, I'm finna show up. What's the problem? President Biden unveils $52 billion budget request for DOE. $52 billion budget request, right? 52 billion. Let me go back to it. I'm gonna do it. Like I said, I'm gonna do a bigger show on it. I think I need to mind map this out for y'all. That's what I need to do. I need to mind map it out. All right. Office of Energy of Environmental Management, 8.3 billion. It's an increase from 8.2 billion. National Nuclear Security Administration, the NNSA, 23.8 billion. Office of Science, 8.8 billion. Office of Legacy Management, 196 million. This is my favorite line I hear all the time. I don't want to do no work with the government. I don't want to do that. Okay. If you work at Tesla, Amazon, Verizon, AT&T, formerly Sprint, any other Fortune 100, they all do business with the government. Just letting you know. And then I talked about the clean energy workforce, right? I did it last a couple of days ago about the wind turbine training, notice of funding opportunity, all right, career skills training, right? This for 8.3 million. DOE clean energy workforce training. Applications are due November 27th of 2023. The goal of the programs are to promote the collaboration between labor organizations and industry to attract, train, employ workers, enhance existing programs for replication, and create a diverse, skilled, and credentialed workforce that's positioned to install energy technologies to buildings. Hiring a full-time program manager, establishing new partnerships, collaborating with the industry. Let's see, how can I get rid of this? I can't get rid of this. Let's see, I can continue reading. There we go. Fund instructors on the job training, providing classroom instruction, offering personalized career counseling, forming partnerships, placing students in jobs, fostering effective communication between partners, uh, prioritizing. I don't know why I said it that way. New collar jobs, and also down here, uh, of the amount appropriated by the BIL for training programs, 10 million DOE expects to make up 8.3 million available under the FOA. Right? They had a webinar on the third, on October the 3rd. You could probably, here's the webinar right here. You can click on and catch the webinar right there. right? They probably got it listed somewhere once you sign up. D, I dropped this in the chat for us. You can throw that in 50/50 geek. We grab that ourselves. You put it in the chat for those that want it. Mhm. All right, let's get busy. Now, every week we come and we talk about the bad, the good, the bad, the ugly. I guess the bad. But today I said I'll be nice and I won't go in too hard today. Maybe, maybe not. Anyway, so here's 11 tips for saving money at the grocery store. I figured you could use it. I figured you could use it. I figured you could have it. Thanks, Charlene. Grocery shopping can be expensive, especially if you have a lot of mouths to feed. Here are 11 tips you can follow to save money on your next grocery run. And put in the chat some of the tips that you all have for uh, saving on groceries. D only spends $1 a week on groceries. She only spend $1 a week on groceries. D is an extreme coupon saver, so she only go to the grocery store and she only spends $1. Any fellas that's looking for a woman that say the same money D is your girl, she only gonna spend $1 on this store. You don't need to get her no money. She got a stack of coupons. You know how people walk in the store with the vanilla envelope and they got a cart, two carts full? That's D. D got two carts full. D gonna save you some money. D walks in with a vanilla envelope and she gonna walk out with two carts. She gonna be like, I don't know why people complain about it so expensive. They just don't do that due diligence. You just give her a car and let her go. D is gonna go find the deal. D is a deal maker. That's what she does. Give D $1, she gonna bring you back $300 worth of groceries and change, and be like, I could have got you more. I could have got more if you would have gave me $2. I'm trying to tell you. All right, Americans spend on average 5,700 a year on roughly $475 a month. Do y'all spend 5,700 a year? 5,700. I find that kind of low. I think that's kind of low. Well, I'm assuming. Okay, I'm gonna take out that you don't go out to eat. I'm just gonna say groceries. I'm gonna just say groceries. All right. So Americans spend on average 57, and I guess you ain't shopping at Whole Foods either, right? You ain't shopping at Whole Foods, right? All right. So roughly $475 a month on groceries, according to the consumer expenditure data, excuse me, released by the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics in September 2023. And even as inflation begins to show signs of cooling, food prices remain high compared to a year ago. Of course, the amount you spend on grocery depends on where you shop, what you buy, and the number of people in your household. But regardless of how much you spend, there are simple actions you could take to save money, right? No Whole Food, no Trader Joe's. You see, Charlene said my tip is just go to different stores, maximize certain places for produce like Aldi and meats at local market and other items get at Walmart or ethnic market. Or you can go out there and go to the farm and catch your own chicken, ring the net, ring the net, catch your own chicken, grow your own chicken. All right, let's go. Here's some 11 tips. Pay with a grocery rewards card. Do people go to the grocery store and get the rewards card? If you go to Kroger, do you have a rewards card? Publix, Sam's, Costco. Y'all going there? He had to wring the neck of a chicken. You'll be a vegetarian. Are y'all like me? I don't know. Let me hold on. Let me see if I can find it. I want to do this one day. Hold on. Hold on. Let me see. I may have to look him up on Instagram. But I like if y'all like me, I watch these shows. Listen, if it's a man out there, listen, I'm shooting my shot. If a, I'm shooting my shot. If it's a man out there that know how to go out and cut some wood so we can have us a steak on some oak. I want to know where you at. Where you at, fellas? Where you at? That's what I want. Where you at? Now I'm assuming that he probably got these from some local market or whatnot. This, that, and another. I'm fine with that. Or maybe he grew them or whatnot. I'm fine with that too. Right. However, I'm also cool with you cooking out here on out here. Look at this. This is what I want. This is what I want you to be able to do, fellas. I need for you to be able to do this. Right? This is Tam tip. This is we're gonna put this in Tam tips. This is Tam tips. Be able to cook on the wood. On the wood. Look at that. That's what I want you to be able to do. Right? Look at it. Look, fresh. Look at this seasonings. This old fresh seasoning. Chop it up. That's what I want you. It's another Asian guy. He be out there cooking too. Right? Where they at? Where they at? Where they at? Where y'all at? That's what I want. That's why I want you to be able to cook on the wood, out in the wilderness. That's what I'm looking for. All right. So let's get back to it. All right. It says pay with grocery rewards. The best cards for groceries is the Blue Cash Preferred card from American Express. A best overall card for grocery shopping. This card offers 6% back in the form of in the form of statement credits at the U.S. supermarkets, up to 6,000 a year in purchases. With an average annual grocery spend of 5,700, you can earn about 342 year in cash back. If you factor in the $95 annual fee, that's about 247 annual saving. If you rather avoid annual fees like the Blue Cash, you could go with look into the Blue Cash Everyday Card from American Express. All right, let's go with the next one. Also talk about the Sapphire. All right, so let's go up. Sign up for the loyalty programs. All right. Well, is a card worth getting? Okay. Clip coupons. Where the coupons at? Where the coupons at? All right. Digital coupons. Join a wholesale club. Wholesale clubs like Costco. I'm assuming it's Sam's, BJ's. Um, could get you there. Go in with a list and stick to it. Go in a list with a stick and stick to it. Buy items on sale. Avoid pre-packaged items like pre-cut veggies, pre-shredded cheese. I don't know about that. I'm taking the pre-shredded cheese. I don't feel like doing this. I used to do this. I used to do that with my mom. I think I made some tacos this weekend. I made nachos the other week. I think I made some fresh tacos. I think I make me some tacos with. I got. Oh yeah, give me some fresh jalapenos. I made me some fresh tacos. Right. Compare prices between stores, buy generic brands. Okay, so pet peeve of mine, just a pet peeve. If you all make macaroni and cheese with Velveeta cheese, I ain't gonna eat it. And people be like, "No, Velveeta is good." I'm not doing it. I'm not gonna eat it. I'm telling you. I get it. Some of you like Velveeta. I get it, but I'm not eating it. You ain't gonna know it's in there. Another thing, I like frosted flakes. Don't just buy flakes. It can't just say flakes on the box. Flakes. I'm not. I probably won't eat it. You tell me I won't know the difference. I will. I will. Same way with sugar wafers. It can't be wafers. They ain't the same. They're not. It's not the same. And this is an ongoing debate. This is a debate. I'm gonna bring it up. I'm gonna bring it up. This is a debate. This is the debate. If you make your if you make your potato salad with Hellman's, I'm cool with you. But if you make it with Miracle Whip, nah, I can't bend on that. Mm-mm. And you can't get the box that's in the front. You got to get the box in the back. I told you the potato salad is a thing. It's a thing. You can't make. You can't have. You can't have potato salad with you can't have potato salad with what you call it with Miracle Whip. I'm sorry. It's a southern thing. No. And don't add no sugar to my potato salad. Oh, another pet peeve, right? I know it says shop with the generic and stuff. If you make yams this year for Thanksgiving or Christmas, it can't come from a can. Your yams can't come from a can. I'm not doing it. Sugar is a travesty to potato salad or beets. Luke Kane wins. Yeah, people put sugar in spaghetti. I'm like, why are you putting sugar in spaghetti? This is a cultural difference between like north, south, east, west, midwest. It's a cultural thing, right? It's a cultural thing. I get it. I get it. Bring your own bag and use the rebate app. I think some Tim. I think you said the Ibotta app, and they mentioned Rakuten. Two I haven't heard of. They give you cash back for buying groceries. Groceries you can register for free with one of these services to save more on top of loyalty benefits and credit card rewards. Depending on the app, you may need to link a loyalty card or submit receipts to receive a rebate. Right, and then they go into showing it and stuff like that. So I wanted to give you some tips to save you some money. Y'all don't know how to balance flavors. Ain't nobody putting sugar in spaghetti. Ain't nobody doing that. That's nasty. We're not doing that. We can't be trusted. All right, job cuts. Nokia is cutting up to 14,000 jobs after a 69% profit plunge. 14,000 jobs. 14,000 jobs. The substantial layoffs come after Nokia reported third quarter net sales declined 20% year over year to 4.98 billion euros. Profit over period plunged 69% to 133 million euros. So Nokia may be on its way out. I'm not sure. I'm sure they got plenty of patents though. I'm sure they got plenty, but 14,000 people, that's a lot of people. That's a lot of people. Are you welcome for the tips? I wanted to give y'all the tips today. All right, we did that. Did y'all want the link for the tips? I'll give it to you. The deeper, the link for the tips. All right. All right. More than 2/3 of Americans' financial situation did not improve or stayed the same in 2022. Here's how to better your finances in 2023. Well, we talked about saving money on groceries, the rebate app, the two apps. We also talked about shopping, um, where you get your things from, where you get those things from. Let's see. Look over here. All right, cool. All right. A report reveals some financial mistakes Americans feel they made in 2022. 2022 has stressed the finances of many Americans, according to a recent Credit Karma study. 68% of American adults said their finances didn't improve or stayed during that year. The most common financial mistake cited by the study's respondent was not saving money. Are you saving 25% of your salary? Are you paying yourself first? Are you paying yourself first? Let's go. And off the rip, this is why I pull up the calculators, because these things matter. Okay, let's break it down. Let's say you made 47,000, right? Because I'm petty. And you max out your 401k pre-tax minus 22,500. And you take out for your um HSA 3850. So that's before taxes. Now let's go ahead and do some taxes. All right. Now let's divide that on up by 12. 1204 for the month. 1204 for the month. 1204 for the month. Can you make it? Well, let's see what Pat split got. You can rent a room. Let's go to Washington, D.C. 209 a week. In Capitol Heights, they got 4 rooms. So we got 209 a week. So you could be in a room at 209 a week. All right, let's go back to the calculator. 209 a week. $836. You only got 1204 you came home with. You got 368 left. You're in DC, you probably don't have no car. We're gonna say you're in DC proper, you don't have no car. Oh, you got lights, huh? I wonder if this include lights. Let's see. Hold on. Modern touches, blah blah blah. Street parking. The kitchen is equipped with a fridge, sink, stove. It's a perfect spot for you to cook and save money in surrounding locations. The host allows for a limited number of vehicles parked. Boom, boom, boom. It doesn't say if it. I'm assuming it includes. Okay, here's all the features. Wi-Fi, washer and dryer, porch. Okay. No outside furniture, no overnight guests, no kitchen appliances in the bedroom, no animals except approved by service animals. It didn't say whether or not that the rent, the lights and stuff was included. So I'm assuming it's included along with the Wi-Fi. So you may be okay. So we still at our 368, but you need groceries. So you need groceries. So I'm just gonna knock out groceries to travel back and forth and stuff like that. I'm just gonna knock out 250. You left with 118. Oh, your cell phone bill. You don't have no money. Or maybe you got a cricket or something. I don't know. Maybe you got a prepaid card or something like that. Let's knock off $50. I'm gonna be nice and knock off 50. You left with 68. Out of that 68, you still gotta pay yourself. You need to pay yourself. This is for the month. This is $68 for the month. You go to work, you come home. Okay, maybe I don't do 250 for groceries. Let me add 100 back. We're gonna leave you with 168. Oh, I forgot. You want a date. You want a date. Because I mean, if you buying groceries, some gonna have to give. Somebody gonna either eat out or they're gonna eat up your food. Which one is gonna be? 168 left. You need to pay yourself. So I'm gonna take that $100 and put it in savings. So you can at least have some savings. So we got $68 left. $100 just went to savings. So you saved a little money. You saved a little money. Tim, you got to find a woman with SNAP benefits. All right, $68 left for the month, right? So look, I did good. I got you a place to live. You got Wi-Fi. You got Wi-Fi. You got food. You gonna use Mutt and Jeff to get around. You gonna get a little Metro card. Hopefully, you work at a place where they got free food at lunch or something like that, or they buying. You know, you can't really contribute to the potluck, right? The $68 got to last for 4 weeks, but you got all the basics though. You got all the basics. Now, again, like I say, I don't know if you're gonna go on a date. So if you're gonna go on a date, you're gonna have to keep it simple. So let's do cheap eats under 20 in DC. Best cheap places to eat in DC. Let's see what they say. I'm here for the people. Okay, you're gonna go to the Ben's Chili Bowl. Cabo is expensive. You buy one thing at Cabo, that little $68 gone. Pizza, you gonna be doing some pizza, some slices. You're gonna have to take your lunch to work. You gotta cook and take your lunch to work. Tuna, spaghetti, tuna. That's right, D. Beans and rice, hot dogs, soup, homemade chili. You can't get all the fancy ingredients. You can't get all the fancy ingredients. Protein powder is $50, so you can't buy that. You're gonna have to get you a Brita water filter, boil you some water. You're on a budget. You're on a budget. You on a budget. You got to take what you can. Hopefully, the office you work at has water. Potted meat and Vienna sausages. Ew. Sample some lucky buns. Build your pie dream. Oh, that look like that might be good right there. Let me tell you, this is a true story. This happened to me back in the day. This is a true story. This happened to me back in the day. This is 90s. I'm on the bus. I'm on the train. I meet this guy, and he's like, let's go out on a date. We talking on the phone, this, that, and and he was like, I really can't date. I was like, what's going on? He's like, well, I just lost my job, and my unemployment is running out. And he's like, and I need to study because I'm trying to get another job. I said, oh, okay. He was like, well, but we could still probably go out and hang out. I was like, well, you said your money is low. He was like, well, I figured, we just do something real cheap, right? And I'm like, well, what is cheap? Like he's like, I don't know, maybe, get some pizza. And I was probably like, I don't know, maybe 19, maybe more like, yeah, like 21, 19, 22, somewhere in there. And he was like, let's go out. I was like, well, if you say your unemployment is running out and you got to study, this not a good time for you. He's like, yeah, but I need to, I want to get to know you and stuff like that. I'm like, nah, I'm good. You don't need to get to know me. You don't need to get to know me. But I say this to say this. I hear all the time, she not in the gym with me. She wasn't in the gym with me when you was shooting. Listen, sometimes you need to be in the gym by yourself. Okay? And it's okay. I'm not saying that you can't get with somebody and build with somebody. I'm just saying sometimes you need to focus. And sometimes you need to be on your own and get you together. And then come back out and play. But yeah, nah. Nah, I didn't date Don. I don't listen. I don't know what high school, what y'all was doing in high school, but the boys in high school were buying they were buying whole cookies, the big cookies from American Cookie Company, and balloons, and back then CDs had just first came out, so CDs was $20 and teddy bears, and I don't know what y'all was doing. I don't know what y'all was doing. I can't even. Nah. Mm-mm. We went out to dinner. We were going to dinners. We were going to dinners. We were, I mean, back then in high school, we would go to Applebee's to eat. I mean, we would probably do something like a Applebee's or a pizzeria, or we never did meet up and like, let's meet up at McDonald's. But that we might have met up at McDonald's after a high school game, but we never like, I just want to get to know you. Let's go to McDonald's and eat and sit down and eat at McDonald's. We do that. The guy borrowed his mama's car, or he had a car. He picked you up. Y'all went on a date. Y'all went to the movies. Y'all ate. Y'all got something at the movies. You got something to eat before the movies. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what y'all doing. I don't know. What's going on, Journey to Jasmine? Fast tail self. I know you not talking. I know. I know you not talking. See, yeah, I laughed at that story because I would have fell for food, a Chick-fil-A date. would have worked, but nah, hell no. Chick-fil-A. We went for Chick-fil-A for lunch at the college. Now we ain't getting that. Nah, we weren't doing that. That's just not something we was doing in high school. In high school, we would have we you know we had dinners. We had dinners. Or you would meet the guy and he would invite you over to his mom to the house and his mom cooked or something like that. But that's after y'all was that's after you was claimed. That's after you was claimed. You wore his Letterman jacket. You are mine. This back in the day when I don't know what y'all got, what y'all had, but you remember back in the day when boys would used to make you a Love Deluxe CD. They make you CDs with music and stuff on that. Yeah, we Chick-fil-A wasn't no date. Like I'm gonna meet you for a date for Chick-fil-A. That we did that in high school. Pizza. Back in the day, now you might want to go to Pizza Hut because Pizza Hut you could dine in and they had the all you could eat pizza buffet, and that pizza used to be good back then. The all you can eat pizza buffet with the red cup. Did you go up there and fill up all the yeah, that was back in the day. That was when it was good. Nah. Tim, I don't know why you was broke. You didn't work in high school? You didn't work? You didn't go work at Checkers? You didn't work at the grocery store? I don't know what y'all was doing. That's why it cracked me up when y'all be like, I'm gonna meet for a coffee date. Coffee date. Coffee date. I don't know what that is. All right, let's get back to it. So, how to make your 2023, and you could probably use this for 2024, a better financial year. Improve your credit score. How many of y'all know how to improve your credit score? That's another thing too. How do you improve your credit score? All right, how to improve your credit score? um Paying off your, remember we talked about this before, the snowball debt, and I think it was the avalanche, snowball and avalanche, right? Snowball and avalanche, yep. You had a wore the class ring around your neck with his chain, and the people be like, oh, your neck done turned green because the chain was fake. Hmm. All right, so snowball versus avalanche method, right? So I talked about this before with the debt snowball and avalanche, right? So just to reiterate what it is again, let's get into a little bit about that. All right, so listing your debts. Okay, what is the avalanche method? Looks a little smaller. The debt avalanche method means paying off debt with the highest interest rate first because you're prioritizing the most expensive loans. This method is the most effective way to pay down debt. That's the avalanche. Now, the snowball debt is the method of paying off the smallest debt first. Look at the list of your debts and find the smallest debt, right? Avalanche, snowball. You have to pick which one works for you. I think the snowball makes sense, but I think it also can put you in a hindrance because the debt may be so large that you can't really get to it the way you want to. So you may do the small ones first and then hit the big one last, right? It depends on you, right? That is going to help your credit score, right? All right. So again, one of the most important ways to increase your credit score is to continue making on-time payments on any existing debt. Payment history makes up 35% of your FICO score. 35% on-time payments, not if it's on the 14th, you pay on the 17th. That ain't what they're talking about. That ain't on time. That ain't on time. Right? You also want to make sure that your credit utilization is low, 30%. 30%, right? It's typically recommended to keep your total utilization below 30%, but the lower you can get it, the better. Keep in mind, it can take some time to see drastic improvements in your credit score. Here's the one thing I know about everything that they're saying here. Everything that they're saying here, you need to recognize consistency. Consistency. And this is why I always go back. And this is I had pulled this up. Let's go here to the community channel about being a W-2 millionaire, right? I said that. Here we go. Read more. I had pulled that up. I put in here about being a W-2 millionaire, right? And the one thing about why I posted this was it's okay for you not to be at 30 million or 40 million. It's okay to be a millionaire. And it's okay to be a W-2 millionaire. It's okay to be an entrepreneur millionaire. It is okay to be an entrepreneur and W-2 millionaire. It is okay. It is okay. But how to get there? It's gonna take some due diligence. Some due diligence. Speaking of the millionaire one, I need to go back and update this. I need to go back and update this. This is a spreadsheet, and I'm probably gonna hold a mastermind on this. On the my goal to get 10 million and how I have it all planned out and what I have. Some of this I've moved around, right? This is actually growing a lot more right here. I don't have that, but also consulting is growing. iBond CDs, they've grown. So I need to update this. My $10 million retirement plan. I actually went over it today. I calculated it out. I forgot to include some things, so I need to go back and add some things to my plan. But if we again, let's just say you get your first job in tech, or you transition to tech and you start making $150,000, and say you never ever get any raises, but we know that's not true. And let's say you make 150,000 consistently for, let's go with 15 years. Let's go with 150,000 consistently for 15 years. I'm gonna do 25 too. So right, all right. That's 2.25 million you would have grossed. It's 2.25 million you would have grossed. Right? So I didn't talk about any raises or anything of that nature. Oh, 401k. I'm just talking about your baseline salary. You would have grossed 2.25 million in 15 years. Now you speed this up when you start making more money. If you're hitting the 200 target, right? And say in 15 years, you'll be at 3 million gross. Do you think you could save 1.5 million out of that? I mean, if you eat ramen noodles, you know what? Let me ask this question. How often do you all shop for clothes? And can you wear the same clothes year in and year out? Can you wear the same clothes year in and year out? Who shops at Costco's for their jeans and their shoes? What about Sam's, Walmart, Target, thrift stores? Yeah, there's another spreadsheet. If you all follow this guy, well, he don't do it anymore, but it's called Hidden. freedom investing. If you go to hidden freedom, let me click here. He has some here's his spreadsheets right here, but his spreadsheets are for like tracking your tracking your stocks and your HSA and so forth and so on. And that's the one thing I haven't done. Let's go back and do this. Let's go back here. Well, let me give you this. You can go look at it. You can create your own. Let me do this. All right. So let's go to the investor joint. And the one thing we do know about our HSA is right now, just right now, you max out at 38.50 if you're married. So, and your monthly contribution is 321, I believe. And I'm not including increases over the next couple of years. I'm just gonna include this right here. To say, let's do 15 years like we've been doing. And you can go set up your own HSA, and it can play the stock market too. And let's say it's doing a return about, now let's give it 6, and let's give it a variance of 1, right? And then let's calculate that. So in 15 years, you can have 100,000 in your HSA, right? You can have 100,000 in your HSA, right? Right. So I'm just pointing out just different things to you that you could do along the lines of that W-2 millionaire, what that looks like, how it works, are the different investments you can invest in real estate and so forth, but you don't have to. I'm just showing you just some basics, right? Just basics. The basics to me, but they may not be basics to others, but I'm just want you to get into your mind, it's okay to be a millionaire. It's okay to aim for that. It's okay if somebody tells you don't if somebody tells you you don't need all that, tell them, look, this ain't about you. It's about me. It's about me. It's about what I want. I think it's a great goal to have personally, and it's just my thought process. But everybody don't feel the same way. Some people okay with being 75 with 100,000. And some people okay with hoping and praying that Social Security is going to be around, and it may or may not. So I'm in my 10 million plan. I have not included Social Security. I have not included Social Security. Social Security. I've been remote for 8 years, so it's me and Amazon. Leggings, t-shirts, sweatpants. I rarely buy clothes. I get it. Shirley, you said I don't shop for clothes and have worn the same clothes year in and year out, and boots and shoes once a year. I get it. I shop. I'm a Walmart fashions girl. Wearing fashions. I haven't done a run in a while, D. I haven't done a run in a while. I hadn't done a run in a while. I'll be nice. All right. So another one is make a plan for spending mindfully. They talk about Ramit. I would teach you to be rich. They talk about his stuff. You've seen it. Use Mint. They say to begin embracing a conscious spending mindset, you'll first need to figure out where your money currently goes. Budgeting apps like Mint and You Need a Budget can connect with your bank account and automatically track your transactions in the platform. Reduce your debt. Again, snowball, avalanche, pay that down. They also talk about transfers here with the 0%, so you can get those 2920s and all that or whatnot down. Nah, I didn't include Social Security. I know what I know what I can get. I just haven't included it. Let's keep going. Increase your income. I think this is the number one way to help get that debt down. But at the same token, you got to know where your money's going. Speak to a financial planner. This is what I say about speaking to a financial planner. I follow the three bucket system: tax now, tax later, tax free. In other words, what you don't see on here is a brokerage account. That's why I say I got to go back and update this. Like I could take some of this stuff out. You can treat your savings in a brokerage account, your IRA, your 401k, annuities, bonds. You may have some insurance policies. So you may have a Roth IRA. But remember, there's an income limit when you got Roth IRAs versus an IRA and so forth, right? So again, I got some other stuff I need to do on there. Take that off, right? So speaking to a financial planner, you could talk to a financial planner, but then the question becomes is, are you going to follow the advice of the planner? And does that make sense to follow? My advice would be is create yourself a budget and set you a short-term goal. For example, for the next 3 years, say you may want to have 100,000 saved up, right? Let me go in back to my little thing. I really need to work on this thing, but it's okay for now. Remember, I talked about this before. I've shown y'all this before, like setting your foundation, right? Calculate how much money you have made. Some of you all don't even know how much money you have made. And you go to the Social Security site and it'll give you all the money that you've ever made. Paying off that high interest debt. Remember, I talked about that. The snowball avalanche. And then here, your HSA invest in self and max out your 401k. Invest in self meaning invest in your own career journey, like what's going to give you more skills, ROI. And then here the emergency fund. Now your emergency fund should be your, I like to say 6 months to a year. I don't know nobody that put $1,000, even though Dave Ramsey tell you to put $1,000 in your emergency fund. But I don't know nobody that just got $1,000 in bills. I just don't. Right? I just don't know that. Right? So I think I'm gonna turn this into a ebook. I think this is gonna be part of my ebook, my $10 million plan. This right here is, I just got this at a minimum of 2.5 million, but I can show you how you can get there. I think I'll turn this into an ebook. It's got more work to do, but you get the gist. All right. And it says, bottom line, while many Americans may look at 2022 as a year of missed opportunity for their finances, the main thing to keep in mind is the mistakes can happen. So you can utilize this in 2024. I thought it was just something good. So we talked about budgeting. We talked about mutual funds, municipal bonds. Sorry, municipal bonds. We talked about budgeting and saving tips from groceries, and now we talked about paying your debt down, and so forth. All right. Another one, Google cuts 40 jobs. In this news division this week, CNBC learned the company will be downsizing in recent months to reckon with slow growth and uncertain economic times. The cuts of Google News comes as big online platforms are pressured to provide public with accurate information on the Israel-Hamas conflict and Russia's war in the Ukraine. All right. Top 10 financial mistakes. Right? Some of you all have made these mistakes. I probably made all these mistakes. Excessive and frivolous spending. Yeah, I've done that. It says just $25 per week spent on dining out costs you $1,300 a year. Yeah. I'm probably way over that, right? Never ending payments. Ask yourself, these are those you sign up and they always coming out. You don't know why it's coming out. Cable television, music services, or high-end gym memberships can force you to pay unseasonably, but leave you owning nothing. Right? Subscriptions, correct. Living on borrowed money, using credit cards but to buy essentials has become somewhat of commonplace. Right? Didn't one credit card debt in the trillions? 1 trillion. It hit 1 trillion. Buying a new car. Yep, I've done that. Yep, I've done that. Another one is spending too much on your house. Nah, I ain't done that. Using equity like a piggy bank. I've done that. Well, yes and no. And living paycheck to paycheck. I've done that in my lifetime. I've done it in my lifetime. And not investing in retirement. Well, I've done that, but I got smarter. Like I started out not investing in my retirement, but again, well, let me take that back. I lie. When I started working at the University of Washington, it was money being put into that account and I didn't even know it existed. And it was 5 years later, it's like, we've been trying to call you. I was like, what's going on? It's like, you got money in a retirement account here at the University of Washington. I said, how much is it? They said $20,000. I said, for real? I didn't even know it existed. I didn't even know it was coming out. I just get paid and keep it pushing. I didn't even know it was coming out. That's true story. I spent it though. I spent that. I was like, go on and get that. Let me get 5,000 out of that. Yeah, let me go and get that. Bop. Oh, you say it's more? Oh, let me just get 2,500. Let me just get 2,500. Let me get a little bit of that. So I know me. This is another thing that y'all gotta do. If you know you one of those people that's gonna dip your toe into it, go on to get you something that's gonna be a penalty. Go on and get you something that's gonna be a penalty. Because you know why? You don't have no discipline. And it's okay that you know you don't have no discipline. It's okay. I know I don't. I know I don't. I know I don't. I know I don't. So you know what I do? I protect myself from me. See, so there's Tam and then there's the Tamster. The Tamster, we about to go out. We about to hit the scene. Can't you see what you do to me? Our love was meant to be. I'm about to hit it. Well, I'm about to like take that. Oh, we about to get it. Ah. Oh yeah. Ma'am, do you want a glass of champagne? No, I want the bottle. Oh, I want the bottle. Yeah, I want the bottle. Oh yeah, I already know. I already know. Give me that bottle. And sometimes it might be on a credit card, sometimes it might be on a debit card. I don't know. It depends on what card I got on me. Ma'am, what kind of steak would you like? The biggest one you got? Yep, the biggest one you got. Ma'am, that's the tomahawk. Run it up, chop it up. Would you like for us to chop that up into nice little pieces for you? Absolutely. And I want my Caesar salad made in front of me. Make that happen. Oh, would you care for a little bit more anchovies? Why, yes, I would. Get that, spin that up, spin it up. Would you care for the nice cranberry rolls with the hot butter? Yes, I want all of it. I want all of it. I want it all. I want it all. Do I regret it? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And I want to sit on the rooftop. I want to see the city. Put me near the window. I want to see it all. Oh, we're gonna eat on at the airport. We're gonna eat well so we can see the planes taking off. Sign me up. Sign me up. I don't say that to myself in the kitchen. You know, I take that back. I say that to myself in the kitchen as I walk out the door to put my shoes on to go to the restaurant. I'm about to ball, 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 ball. And then I pay it off and I don't go back outside no more. Let me get caught up. I got a coworker like that. He's like he going to ball too. He's like, yeah, I'm going 12 days over in Europe. I'm about to ball. That's why I got a budget for the Tamster. The Tamster's gonna have some fun. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna have some fun. Now it may not be like I'm going to the club and what was them dudes doing? They had a bottle and they was pouring it out. They're just taking and just pouring it out. I'm not doing that. I would have been right under there with my glass. You don't got to do that. I got D. Give me another glass so we get some. Like, man, just pouring it out. That's stupid. I ain't doing that. You just bringing out bottles to pour out. Did y'all see that? Let me see. This is a foolish finance Friday. Yeah, right here. The bottle war. A trend where the nightclub patrons compete by pouring their pricey liquor on the floor is going viral. Where did it go? Let me go back. I don't know what happened there. And here we go. Oh, you know what? Let me get the sound. I'm not doing that. It made it to Yahoo. That's crazy. No, I don't want to do that. This is what I want. Well, it's doing something weird there. Let's start it over. And be crying about where the jobs at. I ain't doing that. You just got New York versus Baltimore, bottle war in Houston. Just look at it. Yeah, it's sound, but just look at it. Just look at this. Dude in the back was like, I ain't finna pour nothing out. He was drinking it. Now here's the thing though. Now, as they pour this out, right? You know the first thing I'm thinking, it's gonna be slippery as hell trying to walk through there. Somebody gonna bust their ass. That's what I'm thinking. Right? Why are you pouring it out? Why? No bottles is 150, 250 a pop. 150, 250 a pop. 150 to 250 a pop. I'm not doing that. That's a foolish finance Friday. Another one, paying off debt with your savings. Paying off your debt with your savings. You may be thinking that if your debt is costing 19% and your retirement account is 7%, swapping the retirement for the debt means you would be pocketing the difference, but it's not that simple. In addition to losing the power of compounding, it's very hard to pay back those retirement funds, and you could be hit with a hefty fee. With the right mindset, borrowing from your retirement account can be a viable option, but even the most disciplined planners have a tough time placing their money aside to rebuild these accounts. Normally, what happens is if you borrow from it, it automatically comes out of your paycheck if it's with an employer. But if it's not, then yeah, I can see that. When the debt gets paid off, the urgency to pay it back usually goes away. It would be very tempting to continue spending at the same pace, which means you could go back into debt again if you are not going to pay off debt with savings. You have to live like you still have debt to pay to your retirement fund. Not having a plan, again, have a plan. That's why I asked you. I've already asked you all what's your 5, 10, 15, 20 year plan. What does that look like? Right? What does that look like? All right. Bottom line, steer yourself away from the dangers of overspending. Start by monitoring the little expenses that add up quickly. Then move on to monitor the big expenses. Think carefully before adding new debts to your list of payments. And keep in mind that being able to make a payment isn't the same as being able to afford the purchase, right? See where we're at. Cool. All right. Invest in millennials. And these once in a lifetime opportunity stocks, says this fund manager. Now, I have some stuff coming up. I'm probably gonna speed this up, but we get it. Let's go through this real quick, and I want to get to something. All right. So after a banging start to the week, stocks are under pressure on Tuesday as stronger than expected retail sales are sending yields on a tear. If you're among the investors fearing the stock market failure, our call of the day has some ideas that aren't going to break the bank, given those shares in question and have been trading so far this year. Again, I believe most of you all need to start sticking to aristocrats and kings, where they have increasing dividends for the last 25 years and last 50 years. and they are blue chip companies. They safe. They're safe. Stick with those. If you're not a risk taker, you're not playing options and leaps and iron condors. Stick with the basics, baby. Stick with the basics, baby. All right. If you're among, yeah, we did that. Those ideas come from Phoenix-based Smead Capital Management, which has laid out its assessment of where things stand in the new investor letter. The year has been tough for value managers like Smead, whose value fund, SVFAX, ticker symbol SVFAX, is up 2% on the year to date as of September 30th, but annualized 16.7% over 3 years. All right, let's get to what they were talking about here. Okay, so I know y'all know about OXY. You know about OXY, right? So let's do OXY Warren Buffett. June 24th, 2023, Warren Buffett keeps buying millions of shares of this company despite the stock's decline. Warren Buffett has continued to snap up millions of shares of OXY in recent months, despite the company's stock posting a 9.7% loss in 2023. Right? Right? You should also know about ConocoPhillips. Right? You should know about them. COP is their ticker symbol. The second call from Smead managers looks to cash in on the upcoming dominance of the social media generation, the millennials, who represent a hefty and biggest 72.24 million chunk of the population as of 2022. The inverted yield curve and the Fed tightening are scaring people away from economically sensitive businesses that should benefit the most from the fact that there are 40% of millennials between the ages of 27 to 42 age group than the Gen Xers who precede them. Any economic contraction that will bring interest rates down will kick in strong economic activity from this powerhouse population group. All right, they got D.H. Horton, American Express, and U-Haul. Right, and I can understand why they got D.H. Horton and American Express and U-Haul. That makes sense to me. Right. So they go down and show you the risk and so forth. I'm gonna spend some more time on these tomorrow. I just want to put this out here tonight. Okay, but here we go. So let's do this. All right. See, would it give me my list? Nope. That's the dividend aristocrats. That's not what I want. I want the entire list. Let's go back. I'll probably have to break it up. It's August the 23rd. Again, dividend kings. So dividend aristocrats, 25 consecutive years. Kings, 50 years, 50 consecutive years of increasing dividends. Increasing dividends, okay? Let's go down. All right, so here is the list for dividend king, and then they'll have a list for aristocrats as well too. And I just want to show you, you could pull from this list and go look at the prospectus on each one of those to find out what they're doing, what they've done, over a 10-year period. You want at least over a 10-year period to be returning at least 10% or more, right? 10% or more over those 10-year periods. I'm gonna give you this list. There are other lists you could go other ways. Excuse me, you could go look this up. I gave the list to D. You can go look it up for yourself. Right? You can go look it up for yourself. Right? Why did those make sense to you? Oh, those three companies make sense to me because people are moving across the country. So U-Haul, Bank of America is again, people are not going to let banks die. This just they're not going to do that. But Bank of America has one of the largest commercial portfolios as well too. So if Bank of America goes, so does real estate. If real estate goes, you're gonna see some people jumping off bridges. So that's not gonna happen. And I forget what the other company was. I forget what the other company was. But yeah, those make sense to me. Let me scroll up. Bank of America. Oh, D.H. Horton, largest builder of homes, single family homes. Largest builder of single family homes. So yep, makes sense to me. Right. So I put I don't know if I gave D this link or not or whatnot. But I'm gonna cover more of this tomorrow. Um, because I want to talk about some stocks and some ways you all can educate yourself for free. You don't always have to look at YouTube. You can look at Fidelity, you can look at Schwab, you can look at Betterment, you can look at these things. And so I'm pulling all the free tools that they have so you can educate yourself and look at stuff like throughout the day. You don't have to watch Will and Jada. You don't have to watch Evelyn and her man. You don't have to watch what's going on with Joshua and his ex-wife, soon to be ex-wife. Tay Diggs and his wife and what she said. He got pressure from the community. That's why he divorced her. No, she just didn't like you no more. Stop it. Don't put that on us. Right? All right. Here's how much money you need to buy a $400,000 home, 8% mortgage rates, with 8% mortgage rates. Why is it 400,000? Well, that's the average. A median home in the US is $412,000. The townhomes down the street from me are going for 700,000. 700,000. I ain't mad at Jada for trying to sell that book. Sell that book, girl. I want to sell that book. She worth 50 million. Go on to sell it. U.S. buyers face a tough real estate market with 30-year mortgages near 8%. Exactly how tough is it to buy a house these days with a fixed rate, a 30-year fixed rate at 8%, right? So let's get down here so you all know how much money you need to make, because I'm telling you, your 47K ain't going to cut it. All right. It says that means if a home buyer is paying $412,000 for a home with a 30-year mortgage at 8% after putting 20% down, they will roughly pay $3,019 per month. You only got $68 left. Right? Which includes not just the principal and interest, but taxes and insurance, according to Redfin. So, how much money do you need to make to afford that on a monthly basis? A prospective buyer would need to make $120,000, or roughly $121,000, roughly. Redfin considers a monthly payment as affordable if a buyer is spending no more than 30% of their income. $120,000. Who ain't buying no house? I'm telling you, Pat Split gonna save some of y'all lives at 47K. Pat Split's gonna save your life. I'm moving back to suburban suburbs to buy a house around 250. You must be like, are you in Texas or Oklahoma or something like that? I'm asking because everything I see in Atlanta, or maybe I saw some stuff that Erica posted in Caddy or Katie. I don't know where yet, right? But 120,000. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, gonna bump that up to 250. I'm being nice. Gonna bump that salary up to 250. Be comfortable. You should also be comfortable with making 250,000. You should be okay with that. You should be okay that. Suburbs of Chicago. Okay. Yeah, even with door dashing, you got gas. Yeah, 560 to 750. Yeah, it's high. It's high. It's gonna be a lot of shacking for the winter. It's gonna be a lot of shacking for the winter. All right, let's get into it. I cashed out. I cashed in my retirement account to buy our home. My husband left me and our two kids and won't pay the mortgage. What now? I was talking to a lady at work, and she was like, her husband left and was like, I don't want nothing to do with you or them kids. Keep them. All right, let's go. Am I crazy for thinking I should get significantly higher percentage of this house when we sell? All right, dear Quentin, my husband of close to 20 years left me and our two children about a year and a half ago. I have two college degrees and worked while he got his college education, which was paid for by his parents. I paid our rent and I cashed out my retirement. I know that was a bad idea now. In order for us to buy our first home, she cashed out her retirement so they can have so the family can have a house. Cause you know what? She's ride or die. Cause that's what women do. She was in the gym. She was in the gym. She was in the gym. All right. Before our marriage, we both agreed that I would be a stay-at-home mom. On top of that, I ran my own business and worked several part-time jobs. When he decided to leave out of the blue, he said he didn't want custody of the children and that I could basically have the house. Now it turns out that he still wants 50% of the house, but the kids and I need this house to live in. We do not want to uproot the children, but that means I'm stuck with the mortgage. He should move back in and stay in the basement, but we do not. We do not want to uproot the children, but that means I'm stuck with the mortgage payment, utility bills, and maintenance costs. When we sell the house in about 5 to 6 years, if we split it evenly, I will be screwed because I am the one putting the money into the house, and I'm the one making the mortgage payments, which are also going toward the principal. First and foremost, if you all are together, just a rule of thumb, you should be able to buy a house on one income. You should be able to afford to buy a house on one income, right? So if you lose income, that other person, it's just like it don't even matter because you've been on that one income, right? Am I crazy for thinking that I should get a significantly higher percentage of this house when we sell? I'm referring to things that are not cosmetic, such as seal coating the driveway before it crumbles, installing a new roof heating unit, fencing. There are all things that are required to maintain a house and also could potentially increase the value of the house. He said he would not pay any mortgage or housing costs or contribute anything to fix and maintain it. I have full custody of our children, and he pays approximately $200 per month in child support. But he has left me in a quandary. Please help. What do y'all think she should do? He left after almost 20 years. He said he don't want nothing to do with them kids. He said F them kids and F you and F that house. But now I need me some money. I need for you to go and chop that up. That's what he said. That's what he said. That's what he said. So let's see what Quentin says. Dear Holding, give into the temptation. The time has come to take the gloves off. The sooner you bring a legal resolution to this situation, the better. The better. You don't say where you live, but in all of the U.S. states, except for Arizona, California, Idaho, Louisiana, Nevada, New Mexico, Texas, Washington State, and Wisconsin, are equitable distribution states, meaning assets in a divorce are divided equitably, and fairly, if not exactly equal. The other states follow the principles of community property, meaning that anything you brought into this marriage, you take with you, as long as the assets were not commingled. Now, Nip, she cashed out her 401k or her IRA to buy this house. She commingled. He was gonna come get half of that anyway, right? Commingling occurs if a person buys a home with their own money before they marry and their spouse contributes to a major renovation or they use money from a joint account for the mortgage. She may be all right. If the person buys a home with their own money before they marry. So ladies, fellas, you got a house, you got a car, you got your own job. You a bad bra. If you don't sit down, ha, 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 I love him. He come to live with me. Let me make room for him. Yeah, remix, and then you move in, and you like, I get it. I mean, we gonna get married because that. There goes my baby. Oh, girl, look at you. And then he's like, it's like a jungle sometimes. That maybe wonder how I keep on going under. And he slap you with that divorce like Jeezy did Jenny. Like Jeezy did Jenny. 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 Jeezy hit her with the Jeezy hit her with the Jeezy hit her with the it's like you're playing spades. You know how you play spades? You throw it down, you be like, ah. Jesus hit her with the, he hit her. One more time for the people in the back. Jesus hit her with the, ah. You and your mama gonna get up out of here. Take your brother too. There goes my baby. Honey, Honey, what you want for dinner? Nothing. Where y'all going? Back to Vietnam. Get, get, get on. Get on out of here. Let me stop. So, commingling. Commingling occurs if a person buys a home with their own money before they marry and their spouse contributes to a major renovation, or they use money from a joint account for the mortgage. Right? In your case, I presume both of your names are on both the deed and the mortgage. If a person goes on the former, their name should always be on the latter as well. Believe me, when I say that, not always the case. One partner gets stuck with paying the mortgage while the other has no responsibility except to collect their share of the proceeds when the home is sold. Right? Change is hard, especially at one as sudden and unexpected as yours, but I have full confidence that you will look back on this period of your life and think that's the best thing that ever happened to me. If he hadn't left when he did, I wouldn't have all these new experiences, and I would have had the space in my life to meet new friends. Every trial and tribulation comes with limitless possibilities. Okay? A judge could order a home sale. So, no, you're not crazy. You never were. But you would be at least unwise to wait before bringing some kind of legal argument or legal agreement, to bear on your husband and his actions. The longer this goes on, the more difficult it will be to ensure that your estranged spouse pays his fair share. Don't wait 5 years. You're both responsible for paying the mortgage, and the judge may order the home to be sold. I asked a divorce lawyer about your situation on your behalf. I have trouble believing that any judge would not take into consideration your fair hire contributions toward the house equity when ultimately dividing it up between you two, right? Any retirement account contributions you made before you two got married will likely be considered your separate property and returned to you off the top, while contributions you made after he left the house could possibly be considered could be considered yours off, while contributions you made after he left the house could possibly be considered yours off the top. Let's see, that seems unseen right. I think what happens is, and I think this here may be a typo. It says you two got married would likely be considered your separate property and returned to you off the top, while contributions you made after he left the house, that's the key, he left the house, could possibly be considered yours off the top. But also, fair warning, if you two have a 401k and the growth in that 401k after you all are married, either spouse could come for that 401k. So, but you can write that up in your prenup that we don't touch each other 401ks. Bounce the way you came in, right? This is a challenging time to sell a home and buy another with a 30-year mortgage rate at 8% for the first time since 2000. You may have to deal with capital gains tax, all the more reason for you to seek legal counsel and to create a roadmap to hold your husband accountable. Make sure you keep a detailed list of all your expenses. Aside from selling your home and refinancing the mortgage in one person's name, the most desirable way to resolve this would be to buy your husband out of the house. Which you might not be able to afford to do, or sell and downsize to a smaller property. You could explore a home equity line of credit or a home equity loan, but these can get expensive. And now, a warning about the legal limbo you could currently find yourself in. If your home is jointly titled with your ex until you get a divorce, your ex is likely to inherit the house if you pass away before it's sold. Get your divorce finalized and negotiate a division of your marital assets, including the house now. Negotiate a buyout amount as if you were selling it today. Any increase in net value or equity due to mortgage payments you make post separation can be all yours after you pay your ex the agreed upon figure. Change your estate planning documents to protect your children's right to inherit directly from you and ensure your ex isn't involved in managing your money for them. Retirement accounts and child support. For a parent bringing up two children, $200 a month does not sound like a lot of child support. And Gentry agrees that the amount should be renegotiated. The average child support payment is $5,150 a year or $430 a month, according to the U.S. Census Bureau latest data. And of course, would depend on marital income, expenses of and your cost of living. Okay, so you used your retirement fund to buy this house. You did you did what you felt like you had to do at that time. Yes, you would not advise others to do the same, but the past is another country. And if you had not made the mistake, you would not have learned the lessons that you've learned about protecting your finances 30 years from now and making decisions you put your you making decisions where you put your needs first. Even while acknowledging and processing your loss, we need to believe that a good thing can come out of them. If you had not met your husband, you would not have your two children. Well, we don't know if they're his or if they were, I don't know. It could have been hers before that. If you had not bought this house, who knows where your life would have taken you? A property with faulty wiring, black mold, you will never know. Forgive yourself for your past decisions and embrace what comes next. We all make mistakes. Smoke detectors were discovered by accident when smoke for Swiss physicist Walter Jaeger cigarette set off a sensor that was originally designed to detect poison gas. And in 1928, Alexander Fleming, a bacteriologist, found mold in a petri dish, but the area around the mold was free of bacteria. It led to the discovery of penicillin. Let your mistakes lead you to discovery of yourself, and when the dust settles on this divorce. Well, I can tell you what I would do. I wouldn't have cashed out my 401k because it sounded like he didn't like the work. That's one. And two, he went to school and his mom and dad paid for his degree. So I guess he's like, I don't have nothing to keep me here. And we've been here 20 years and I got my degree and I'm bouncing. Number two, um, if it were me, you know, I would pack the kids up and drive to wherever he at and just drop off and then drive off. I'm just playing. Go with your daddy. Go see your daddy. Go over there and spend some time with your daddy. But no, there has to be some type of learning experience from this. I want y'all to hear what other people go through and what experiences they're having with this. Let me see. Do I have another one? Yeah, I do. I got one more, and then we out of here. D. I can get through it in 10 minutes. I can get through it in 10 minutes. All right. I do not trust many people due to the unfortunate life experiences. I am leaving all my estate to charity. Should I make a will or trust? All right. I live in Southern California. I'm a female solo ager. I do not trust many people due to my unfortunate life experiences. For this reason, I am suspicious of revocable living trusts, which are private and confidential with no oversight. My plan is to have a handwritten, notarized will bequeathing my personal property and the remainder of my estate to charitable organizations. Also, in my will, I'm asking the courts to select my executor. Right. In addition, I have named beneficiaries on all my bank accounts and retirement accounts, and I am doing a transfer on death provision by for my primary residence so I can have control of my main assets while I'm alive. All my beneficiaries will be charitable organizations. This is how people get scholarships. This is how people get scholarships. People leave money to a organization and they create these scholarships and you apply. And a lot of scholarships get go unapplied to, and people create things like this. I thought about setting up a scholarship. I thought about setting up a scholarship. I thought about setting up one. Right. Whatever you have gone through in your life, I appreciate you spending that straw into gold by making sure that that portion of your assets go towards causes that you most cherish. What causes would y'all, if you had to leave, I don't know, say $500,000 to what cause, not person, what charity would you all leave money to? Or would you just make a scholarship and give away like $1,000, put it in annuity, and then give away $1,000 every year and just let the money just keep growing, right? I gotta look into that. I gotta look at who handles things like that. Who handles creating a scholarship and you have an annuity and it just grows and you just give out $1,000 scholarship every year until it runs out or something like that. I wonder who does that. All right. It says the best thing we can do in life is get through it without breaking anything and to leave a positive impact. Holographic or handwritten wills are legal in about half the states in the U.S. California does happen to be one of them. Even so, write your will under the guidance of a trust and estate attorney. Word of warning: it's not worth writing a will on the cheap or downloading one from the internet. Too many things can go wrong. And our guy, what's his name? Labus or whatever, I forget his name. He always say don't use those online. Get you somebody because there's a lot of things that go unsaid that you don't write into there. Write into your will. And don't forget to make provisions for what happens while you're still alive. Arguably, this is even more important than writing a will or setting up a trust. Name a power of attorney who will be able to make financial decisions during your lifetime should you become incapacitated, as well as medical power of attorney who would make healthcare decisions as set by you ahead of time. Pros and cons of setting up a trust: to ensure proper oversight of fees and disbursements. If you leave your estate to charity, California's Attorney General says it must be given notice of any matter involving a gift for charity, assets held in charitable trusts, disposition, or gifts of assets to unnamed charitable beneficiaries, or property that may is cheat or is checked or is cheat to state to the state of California. Similar laws exist in other states. You can read more here. One big caveat: if you want your state, if you want your state and your wishes to remain private and confidential, a trust will serve you better than your last will and testament going through probate court. That's the thing. The wills go through probate court. The trusts do not. The wills go through probate court. The trusts do not. When your will is filed with probate court, it becomes part of the public record, and your family members, extended family members, friends, next door neighbors, and old high school classmates can access it. What I didn't mention: single homeless mom charities, companies building low income housing. Okay, I never thought about it, but I would consider giving funds to college or university. Down to earth, my question, but Tam didn't mention she had kids. No, she didn't say if she had kids. And then it's just like she was like, nah, leaving this to the charity. I ain't fooling with y'all. She said it says here if you set up a revocable trust, you can be both the grantor and the trustee during your lifetime, and you have the freedom to change the terms. You can leave instructions to distribute assets held by the trust according to your wishes. These wishes may change over your lifetime. You can retitle your home, bank accounts, and other assets into your trust. Right? There are limitations on revocable trust, however. It cannot, for example, be used to make medical decisions during your lifetime, protect you from civil judgments or creditors, or help you qualify for Medicaid, the program that provides medical care for low income Americans. A trust must be expensive to set up and comes with ongoing administrative fees. Evaluating charitable institutions. Also, please be mindful about the charitable donations you choose. You don't want your precious donations to be swallowed up by administrative fees. GuideStar.org, CharityNavigator.org, and Give.org, which run by the Better Business Bureau, all aim to help donors give wisely. These websites detail a organization's impact, financial management, and accountability, culture, and leadership. Leaving your estate to a court appointed executor seems like something like a gamble to me. I said the same thing. The process will be time consuming, expensive, and could ultimately reduce the amount of money you intend to leave your favorite charity. Leaving your estate in the hands of an unknown individual does not appear to be the right approach. Appointing an executor of your estate, someone you trust, will be wise decision. Excuse me. If you decide to set up a revocable trust, you can nominate a relative, friend, attorney, or financial institution or successor trustee. Such a trustee is a fiduciary, has a legal and ethical duty to carry out your wishes. Now, she could go with an insurance company that could probably do that. She could go with an insurance company that could do that. Adding a trust protector clause. Never heard of that. A revocable trust becomes irrevocable upon your death. However, you could add a trust protector clause, a third party that oversees the actions of your trustee. The American Bar Association says this person can correct mistakes made in a trust or modify it to take advantage of a tax law. They can also approve accounting and compensation. A trust protector has the ability to change parts of the trust document, and the trustee may be unable to, right? Officially, a trust protector is a person with no vested interest, almost always an attorney named within the trust, who has the power over the terms of the trust, but who is not the trustee. Finally, it's always good to ask questions. First, that's what this column is here for. Secondly, the ability to ask for help and advice does not come easily, but it's an empowering act. As an advice columnist, I find it privileged. I find it a privilege to answer. I wish only more people would have asked for help when they needed it. And if we are not here to be a service to each other, then what is the point? Solo agers make up 12% of the 50 plus population, according to AARP. It says solo agers are primarily concerned with maintaining independence, physical strength, good health, mental abilities, and adequate finances. The money, it says, join the club. I hope you have a community of friends, social groups, and continue to build on this retirement. Having a social network is important as we get older. All right. So there's another way you can leave your money. Everybody's always like, oh, you don't have a legacy. She's going to have a legacy. She's going to have a legacy where she's going to leave to individual charities. She can set up a scholarship. She can she can donate consistently. You know what, if I pass on and I pass on with $1 billion, I'm going to give $1 to every charity every year. I'm gonna give $1. There's my dollar donation. Call me Scrooge McTam, but I'm giving my $1 every year. Don't judge me. All right, let's see. Let's get through the comments, and we're about ready to wrap it up. If money is left, I like to leave funds to food pantries, food-based assistance programs. What about buying a farm? somewhere in Costa Rica and then export it out. Maybe some tea leaves or something like that. Employ somebody. It will needs an executor or an I guess executrix or a guardian to see it through to the delivery of the goal funds. She was treated she was like treated me bad alive. I'm leaving no one nothing but these charities. Like the person that left the money to the cat. Was it the cat or a dog? Was it was both? Okay. A trust protector can change document and give themselves everything and take off like Jada Pinkett and Estonia and the Mexican beach in the Jeep Wrangler. Let me look at it. Was it a billionaire that left something to the cats? Yeah, a Chihuahua was bequeathed 3 million plus a 8.3 million mansion in Miami by heiress Gail Posner, a dog that was owned by Leona Hemsley, to which she bequeathed 12 million in a will that disinherited her two grandchildren. Children. A judge later amended the amount down to 2 million. There is a list of wealthiest animals. 10 biggest inheritance left to pets. Let's go. Bubbles. Bubbles got 2 million. I ain't know Bubbles got 2 million. Is Bubbles still alive? Is Bubbles still alive? Did somebody mate with Bubbles? Did they get another chimp to mate with Bubbles? Bubbles got money. Bubbles got left 2 million. I ain't even know that. Okay, Star Trek. Major Barrett Rottenberry, 4 million. After dying in 2009 at 76, the widow of the Star Trek creator Gene set up a $4 million trust for her dogs, plus an additional million for a domestic employee to take care of them. Gigo the hen, Miles Blackwell, left $10 million to the hen. Buy a hen, die alone. All right, Blackwell and the wife had a track record of caring for animals, having established the Toomby Charitable Trust in 1997 to protect farm critters. After she died in 2001, the childless publishing magnate left Gigo 10 extra large, then died unexpectedly 3 weeks later at the age of 56. Oh, the Chihuahua, that's the 11 million. The Pet Trouble Maltese got left 12 million. Leona Hemsley, we saw that. The Black Cat got left 12.5 million. Ben Ray, exclusively reclusive British antique dealer Ben Ray, would have died in a relative obscurity in 1988, and had he not owned almost his entire estate to Blackie, the lone remaining feline from a group of 15, along with three cat charities. Tommaso, 13 million. Luke, Layla, Golden Retrievers. Oprah is leaving them 30 million. Oprah is leaving 30 million to them. The billionaire TV bastion was once quoted as saying that if her home were to catch on fire, the one personal possession she would grab is the photo album of her five dogs. Should such an attempt end in tragedy, at least they'll be cared for with a sizable portion of her estate set aside as a trust reserved just for them. Kalu, 70 million. Patricia O'Neill has left 70 million. The daughter of the British Countess and ex-wife of Olympic medalist Frank O'Neill added her beloved pet chimp to her will. Reportedly, while he was away at Sydney Games, a collection of over 40 animals headlined by Kalu stood in inheritance O'Neill's Cape Town estate until it was revealed in 2010 that that a crooked financial advisor had allegedly siphoned the socialite's fortune down to almost nothing. Old Gunther III, 80 million. Carlotta left an inheritance in 1992 that thanks to investments ballooned to 372 million. Gunther the third sire offspring Gunther the fourth, who was listed as the buyer of Madonna's Miami mansion. The sale was part of a publicity stunt involving European pop group, leading many to question the credibility of certain parts of the story, from whether or not Gunther the Fourth is actually a scion of Gunther the Third, to whether the German countess even existed in the first place. Somebody said, why wouldn't she grab Stedman? Stedman don't live with her. She probably leaving Stedman something. She's 30 million. So who coming back as a dog? Okay. I lied. I got one other thing. I'm not gonna be long. I just wanted to show y'all this. Okay. This is important. Have y'all ever heard of, and I have it right here, a forensics accountant for marriages? So what she does is, so say y'all married and somebody decide, they want to get divorced, you can hire a forensics accountant that will go through all the paperwork of all the financials to see if somebody is hiding money, somebody is siphoning off money, and so forth. So I found this very interesting because this is what she does. All right. I'm gonna roll this here.
Hello, listeners, and welcome to the Bigger Pockets Money
Podcast.
Through
her where we intro.
Interview Tracy Conan and talk about divorce season.
Let's go.
With another peek in August or...
Bring her in.
Tracy Conan is a forensic accountant and fraud investigator. She's also the author of Find Me the Money and was on episode 439 of the Bigger Pockets Money podcast.
She got a book, I'm gonna buy it. And she got a book, I'm gonna buy it so we can talk about it.
Tracy, welcome back to the show. I'm so excited to talk to you today.
I am stoked to be back for round 2 of talking about divorce.
Yes. So if our audience didn't hear your first episode with us, and they should go listen to episode 439 because it was an awesome episode, can you share with us who you are and how you became a forensic accountant?
Absolutely. My job is to do fraud investigations. Some of that's on the corporate side where I'm investigating executives who are hiding money or doing other sorts of money shenanigans. And some of it's on the personal side where I'm doing things like divorce. And my divorce work is mostly for people who are higher net worth and have complicated money situations. But I created the Divorce Money Guide to help the average people going through divorce kind of dig into those numbers themselves. Because I always say in the average divorce, it's not all that complicated when someone's hiding money. And I got into this because I was a criminology major who wanted to become a prison warden.
I'm looking for where she
And in the process of studying to become a prison warden, I took a class called Financial Crime Investigation, and it was life-changing. So here I am.
Right,
awesome. So in your first episode,
attorney representing you for that prenup.
Okay, let's I have one final question here. Can you share the craziest or wildest, financial mystery that you've unraveled, or crazy case that you've worked on, and the circumstances of it, perhaps a lesson that comes out of that?
Well, I've got 2 really interesting cases. One was a billionaire that I worked on for his divorce. I was representing his side, and his wife wanted $1 million a month of child support. They had a prenup. Under the prenup, she was going to be fabulously wealthy by any stretch of the imagination. She wanted more. She wanted $1 million a month of child support. And so that one was crazy because I went through all of their spending for the 5 years prior to the divorce filing. I looked at everything they spent, categorized it all, and I was in a position, what I was trying to do was figure out what does the lifestyle of the children cost? And so it got really interesting because you're looking at, okay, so give me a list of all of the private jet flights that the kids were on. And then how much of the cost of each of those flights should we allocate to the kids because they're on there with mom and dad? And so some really interesting concepts there. So that was one that not crazy, but just interesting to see how does a billionaire live.
And we ended up with only $500,000 a month.
It was not $500,000 a month. It was not. And the terrible thing is I'm not allowed to say what the number was because of confidentiality reasons, but
$1 million a month. I could, probably squeeze by on that.
Oh, and it was great. And this, I can talk about this part of it because it was made public in the press because my client was a very private individual and his wife knew that.
Do you think we could probably find out who that person is?
So part of the way she tried to get leverage over him in the divorce was by leaking things to the media that were private about him and about their divorce because she thought that he would settle the divorce in order to stop that from happening. But, she needed $1 million a month because she needed a certain allocation of money for a wardrobe because you certainly couldn't go to PTA meeting in the same outfit you wore to another school event a month prior. You must always have a new outfit, right?
We talk a lot about the 4 levers of finance here at Bigger Pockets with, you can spend less, earn more, invest, or create. But I think we've just learned about a 5th avenue here to passive income.
Marry and divorce a billionaire?
Hey, it might be fun to try.
What was the other story you were going to share with us?
The other story was an interesting one where my client, the wife, was bringing me into the case to investigate the money. She didn't necessarily know if her husband was doing anything inappropriate, except she did know that after they separated, he got a young, beautiful former model girlfriend that he seemed to be spending a lot of money on. And the way that it worked in their case, under the state laws that they were under, any money that he was spending while they were separated and before they were divorced was marital money. So it was part hers. And she was worried that he was spending really large amounts of money on this girlfriend. So I was going through the finances and there was a credit card that was primarily used. And it really seemed like there were a lot of expenses on this credit card for the girlfriend. He denied that the girlfriend had a card in her name. The credit card company said, no, the girlfriend doesn't have, there's no one else's name on this account, no authorized user or anything like that. And I said, I'm pretty certain that she's going shopping with his credit card, but I don't know how to prove it until we found the Instagram account where she would go and take selfies when she was shopping at high-end stores, selfies when she was at a fancy restaurant the same day that she was shopping, pictures of herself with her fancy meals and her Hermes bags and all the things. And so I started cross-referencing Instagram posts with credit card charges. And when all was said and done, $400,000 was spent on this girlfriend.
Well, I hope this guy paid for not only for all of those things, but also for your fees in this particular situation. Was that the case?
I don't know how that one worked out on the fees. They had a settlement and it's interesting because I am not always privy to exactly what the settlement ends up being. Sometimes they consider it confidential and they won't even tell their expert what they settled for. So those are fun cases, right?
But if you had...
So in this video, there's another video where, in this video, she talks about how the guy was cheating on his wife, but they couldn't prove it. And what ended up happening was they dug into the records and found what he was paying an electric bill. And the electric bill turned out to be a condo that he purchased for his girlfriend. And he was cheating on his wife. And he also purchased a car as well, too. So they had dug into this a little bit more and found out he had been cheating for years and she had no clue. So I found this very interesting, to talk about. However, I also find this interesting. What is forensic accounting? Forensic accounting is an investigative form of accounting that is often used to audit complex financial data using accounting, auditing, and investigative skills. Forensic accountants are often used in many legal cases to unearth fraud or investigate money-related issues. Did this sound like a job for you? This is perfect for you. They can be retained by either a lawyer or individual party. Retaining a forensic accountant in your divorce case can help you can help ensure a fair division of assets, provide accurate financial information, and more. When you may need a forensic accountant for your divorce, work to uncover hidden assets, conduct appraisals, calculate child or spousal support payments, advise you of potential financial liabilities, trace the ownership history of your assets, review reports for opposing counsel expert, determine your marital funds have determine how your marital funds have been used, and also act as a witness, an expert witness. How much does a forensic accountant cost for a divorce? Forensic accountants can cost and charge anywhere from $300 to $500 an hour. This sounds like I need to do it and in tech and use big data and use DevSecOps to go through and find what you're doing. Sounds like a good feel for me. How much they charge can be dependent on their level of experience as well as the complexity as well. So that was it. Oh, I went over a little bit, but it's okay. I wanted to get that to you. Forensic accountant, you can see where your money is going. Where, follow the money. I tell y'all that all the time. And also, by the way, it's also a field that you can get into for a forensic accountant. You can probably look up um, what school that is, what type of schooling is that. Let's see, the top bachelors in forensic accounting. How to become a forensic accountant. Top 50 bachelors in forensic accounting degrees 2023. So yeah, there's information out there. Go check it out. Start charging 300 to 500 an hour for calculating, for correlating Instagram posts with money being spent. All right, y'all be safe. I'll catch y'all next. No, catch you tomorrow. Catch you tomorrow. All right, bye.